Each week, we welcome to the NfG stage one of our highly talented members and special guests to bring you something designed to help you and your business. Our next is a social media specialist, PR and influencer with over 20 years experience with advertising and publishing. She's helped her clients reach and adapt to the changing needs and directions of their target audiences through marketing and social media campaigns, and uses her extensive network of industry contacts to create unique editorial opportunities. With a talk to show us how we can leverage our competitors to improve our performance on social media, we welcome Nicola Kent. Good morning, Nicola.
Good morning, and thank you so much for the introduction. Really appreciate it. And thank you for letting me part of your educational slot today. And I'm pleased to pass on tips that I really hope will make the most of analysing competitors and then using this to work on your own social media plans. So first of all, it's a really good idea to look at making sure we are clear on who our competitors are. When we start working with clients, we look at their competitors and probably focus on around 10 that we'll monitor on a month-by-month basis. This will be a mix of direct and indirect competitors. Direct competitors, they're great for understanding and determining our main target audiences, whereas indirect competitors, they're a great opportunity to identify new and emerging trends. So it's always good to have a bit of a mix of the two when analysing your competitor activity. Which takes me on to it's so tempting to sign up for every single social media platform and spend an awful lot of time and effort creating accounts. So really narrow this down by looking at the key platforms competitors are using and see if they're attracting the right audience for you. This could really help you focus on relevant platforms to you and your business. When we look at another common mistake, it's the frequency of posting. It's very tempting to post every single day and try and keep that up, which is really hard to maintain. So look at the frequency competitors are posting and whether they're actively interacting. We normally keep a record of how many posts competitors are making each month. So that way we can help work out engagement rates. Monitoring the number of competitor posts is also a great way of identifying peaks and troughs. And that could indicate sales activity and seasonal highs and lows. So it's really worth keeping an eye on these for any abnormal patterns. Asking the questions on this slide, they're a really handy way for understanding the type of assets you're likely to need. So that could be things like photos, product images and video, depending on what product and what service you're providing. Look at the quality and relevance, whether it's right for your target audience. It's great to be creative, but sometimes we can have so many ideas that we actually dilute what we're putting out there. Interaction is the big element, so don't underestimate this. Allow plenty of time to respond timely to inquiries and comment on other posts are key. So social media, as it says, it's all about being social and getting conversations going and making the most of those. So this is probably just a bit of an example of once we've collated competitor data, you might end up with something or information diagnosed like this. So you can have a look through this and it gets you a really good idea of patterns. So for example, company A on their Instagram has a really fast growing follower rate, and that could indicate they're working on an advert campaign of sorts. If they were our company, I think we would probably monitor the way that ad campaign is focused. As if you look at the numbers, the interaction by their audience, that's a percentage of the follower audience, are reacting to the post seems quite low considering the volume of numbers they've got as followers. In comparison, company B is in a pretty good situation. They haven't got the huge amounts of audience of company A on Instagram, but the audience they do have, they're interacting, responding. In fact, they have a really good engagement rate. Company A for Facebook, that's doing well with engagement. But again, if that was my company, I'll probably be looking at how we can increase the audience without diluting the engagement. Company B, well, it's pretty safe to say the engagement is pretty low on Facebook in comparison. But there might be some reasons behind that. They might be looking at a very broad spectrum of audiences, but I'd probably be looking at the content on this platform and how we can get more interaction from the audience numbers we have. So again, really making the most out of an opportunity to have a conversation. And there's some other very, very basic ways too. And I thought I'd take a scenario with the lead up to Valentine's Day around the corner. I thought I'd put a scenario where I'm a small florist that is looking to set up a subscription service. So what I've done, I've identified Freddie's Florist as a direct competitor. It's a great looking account and it's got 109,000 followers. Is that all I need to know? Well, actually, you can find out an awful lot more for this account. Freddie's Flowers is following 1,123 accounts that are important to them. So it's worth taking a look to see if they have any really large clients that they keep in touch with by following them on social media. Could be a good way of tapping into a potential large client. If you look just below the highlight roundels and before the grid, you will see three options. You've got the post, IGTV and tagged. Tagged is one of my favorite spots to go to actually. A tagged is normally when a customer has bought a product and has taken a pic of what it looks like in their own home. When I had a look at this account, Ordered Freddie's Flowers, they hadn't yet commented on the image tagged by Grey Obsessed House. Bear in mind that this one account has 11.9k followers. If I was a florist, I would at least follow this person. They love flowers and I could possibly win them over with relevant posts and a comment or two. So again, do make sure you're picking out tags and tag posts. It's a really good way of maybe tapping into another audience. Just as a reminder, and I'm pretty sure you're probably aware of these already, but I'm just going to go through these as a bit of a reminder of best practices to make sure you still keep that as a really key focus. Keep content true to your brand and voice. Use competitor information effectively to create new client opportunities. So really use those visuals and the record keeping to really work out what they're doing and maybe pick up on trends. Take time to analyze your own social media against your competitors. It's really easy to maybe do it really sporadically, but if you do it month on month, it can give you some really valuable information of peaks and troughs and where trends are coming in and something maybe you can pick up on. And always approach social media with a real intention to start conversation. I'll give this a bit of an example, like we're networking at the moment. When we tend to go into a room, we don't just kind of shout about what we do and run out again. We'd like to engage with people. We like to tell them and understand what they're looking for. And that's pretty much what you should be doing on social media. Really look at it as a conversation, an opportunity to maybe attract inquiries and maybe make some good connections along the way.